Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm the interpreter of this class. So, according to the requirements of CAC, we need to give you 8 hours of the training, and we decided into 2 days. And today we'll have 4 hours, and tomorrow we'll have another 4 hours. And just as the teacher said, I'll show you. She will show you some arrangements about the class. We have some knowledges. I have some knowledges and some requirements of the detailed work. Thanks. And by the way, if you have any questions in the class, and you can contact me in the dialog box. I will solve it for you. And we needn't to disturb the teacher in the class. That's what I want to say. Thanks. Well, first of all, the teacher will show you a story about Bian Que, who is the best daughter. The story tells us that King Wen of Wei once asked the famous daughter Bian Que for some advice. The three brothers in your family are all skilled in medicine. Who is the best medicine? And Bian Que said, the eldest brother is the best, the second brother is worse, and I am the worst in the three. And the king of Wei was puzzled and said, please tell me more about it. Bian Que explained. Eldest brother is before the Caesar. At that time, the patient didn't feel sick, but big brother remedied to the case to root out the issue. His medical skill is difficult to be recognized, so there no fame, just be living in our house. My second brother treated the disease at the beginning of the disease. The symptoms were not very obvious, and the patient didn't feel pain. The second brother was able to cure that disease, so that people in the village think that the second brother is only a small disease, very spirit. I treat patients when they are in a very serious condition. The patient is in great pain, but and the patient's family is anxious at this time, and they saw me puncture the meridians, let blood out with needles, or apply poison to the affected area to fight the poison, or perform major operation to the point that the lessons, so that the disease of seriously ill people can be relieved or cured quickly. So I became famous all over the world. The king of Wei knows about that. Our teacher showed you the story means that afterwards, control is not as good as the control in the matter. And the control in the matter is not as good as control in advance. So unfortunately, most business operators fail to realize this point and seek to make up for the significant losses caused by the wrong decisions. But all the decisions, more often, it is too late to repair. Well, another introduction is also a story. As you know, Qingdao is one city of China. It's famous for its beer. In a corner of a workshop of Qingdao Beer Group, due to the work needs to put a ladder, when the ladder is used and it is moved to the side, in order to prevent the ladder from falling and injury people. The staff specially wrote a small banner on the ladder. Please pay attention to the ladder and to pay attention to safety. This matter has not been put in mind. A few years have passed without the ladder hitting people. And some time ago, the foreign partner came to discuss cooperation with Qingdao Beer Group, and they stopped in front of the ladder for a long time. And at a foreign expert familiar with Chinese proposed to change the banner to please put the ladder down when not in use. The story of this ladder brings us the perception at 9 words. Its meaning is essentially different. Are talking about safety, but the foreigner is only to remind attention, while the latter is completely excluded potential dangers. Each story is a lot of accident hazards bred from to eliminate the accident to focus on the investigation to eliminate all accident hazards. It is necessary to resolutely eradicate all the hidden dangers that breed accidents. As to achieve the ultimate goals to safety management and intrinsic safety. 学梅老师from the 50s to 70s are the stage of technical factors, and the 70s to 90s are the area of human factors, and the 90s to now is the era of our organizational factors. And this PowerPoint is a development of civil aviation safety management. Since the Wright brothers successfully blew the aircraft with engines on December 1793, civil aviation safety management has experienced the 3 stages. And in order of technology, human factors, organizational factors. So the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, took the lead of referring to the practice of quality management system and established a safety management system, so that SMS. After they achieving good results, ICAO began to promote this practice to the global civil aviation industry to improve the level of aviation safety. As a result, SMS and the concept of organizing accidents have gradually been accepted by the aviation industry. And by the way, early aviation safety management was mainly to control the occurrence of flight accidents based on the limitation of industry technology at the time. The occurrence of flight accident was mainly due to the prominent reliability problems of the aircraft design. Manufacturing and maintenance, and the solution was to constantly improve and design the manufacturing. By the 1970s, the industry level had ensured the reliability of the aircraft, and the flight accident caused by the medical reason had been greatly reduced. Aviation safety management turned to mainly solve the problem of flight attendants caused by human factors, and the main management technology at the stage of the emergency of CRM management means until the 1990s of the last century, in an environment where the theory of system energy was gradually improved, at the concept of the quality management in the industrial fields was widely used, and the safety management concept of organizational failure and system hidden danger appeared. Until today, aviation safety management mainly adopts to the concept of quality management from the perspective of system safety, implement and safety management of aviation operation using the systems analysis and risk management tools. Until today, aviation safety management mainly adopts to the concept of quality management and the means of system analysis and risk management from the perspective of system safety to implement the safety management of aviation operations. 薛文老师 The concept of security management, since security management is a kind of system state management, security management has the following characteristics. The first is a continuous security concept. Security management is normalized. The second, immediacy anytime as long as the system is a risk. Security will at any time on the fluency factors of safety control and management. Timely find and deal with the problems. And the third is performance measurement difficulty of the results of the safety management is sometimes hard to quantitative determination. Make full use of the experience and learn from industry best practices. The last but not least, features of other aspects of safety management methods are suitable for strong. There is no general effective way. Adopt appropriate methods for operating systems. And the core concepts and cognition and safety is the lifeline of HNA, and the career line system security. System management is the fundamental security must be normalized, and last security guarantees catch groups must flight safety guarantee continuous hidden perils, and governance is the important means. 薛明老师 And aviation security areas. First, the flight safety. Flight safety is the aircraft ground safety, and active safety, flight safety, and ground security at the airport. And the company is committed to the pursuit of a system management of effective safety management system and results. And the purpose of safety management is that to ensure the safety of aviation operations, to reduce the injury of personnel, reduce the loss of property, and reduce the damage to the environment, ensure that the continuous operation of the system. How to implement aviation operation safety management is really about solving why bother, for what, how, and who is in charge. 薛明老师 And the teacher will give us some summary of spirits of the important speech of party central community and the state council on security development. The Civil Aviation Authority stresses it is transformed into a solid action of persevering in grasping the grassroots and laying the foundation and practicing basic skills, guiding the whole industry to firmly establish the idea of safety in the lifeline of the civil aviation industry. In the civil aviation industry, and currently handling the relationship between safety and the development, efficiency, normality, and service, adhering to the safety first, always taking safety as the top priority to grasp, and resolutely holding the bottom line of civil aviation safety. 薛梅老师。
好，然后到2021年，大家都知道我们东航发生了这个坠机的一个事件。那么我们习主席也是第一时间就向国务院布置始终要坚持这个人民至上、生命至上，说明重于泰山。让大家就是集中一切的这个社会力量去进行一个救援然后要求全行业去加强这个安全管理确保这个航空安全的一个绝对的一个安全。
After the aircraft crashed the year before last year, and we have the taking the safety as the top priority to grasp and softly holding the bottom line of civil aviation safety. 徐梅老师。While the safety is a lifeline of the civil aviation industry, the good work style of safety practitioners is an important guarantee for the promoting civil aviation safety production and achieving high quality development of civil aviation. Implement of main body responsibilities, civil aviation enterprise or business unit. Establishing system, style of long-term mechanism of construction of style, construction content, heroism, contemporary civil aviation spirit, 3 or law abiding, perform manual standard with the fear of responsibility often new for a long time for work. And you need to know 3 concepts: the reserve for life, reserve, reverence rule, and reverence for duty. What does it mean? The reverence for life, the realization of people oriented lifers work concept reflects the value pursuit of civil aviation industry. Is the fundamental purpose of the party and the eternal requirements of the civil aviation industry. The safety of life is the basic requirement of people, and the people-oriented God will certainly put human life in the highest value position. And second is the reverence rule. It embodies the operation law of civil aviation industry and the high degree of unity of safety theory and practical experience. Civil aviation safety regulations focus on ensuring the safe operation of aviation and have strong binding and operational technical specifications covering the support of modern management theories such as asymmetrics, structure mechanics, and the control theory, quality management, technology, and so on. At the same time, they are also the crystallization of experience summit up to the basis of lessons from accident again and again. The last is the reverence for duty. To achieve the professional ethics of civil aviation personnel is a high degree of unity of post responsibilities and professional ability. The safety operation chain of civil aviation is long. There are many links, strong professionalism, and more security organizations. Every flight task is completely by personnel of various positions, performing their own duties and cooperating with each other. By the way, reverence for duty reflects the unit of responsibilities and ability, requiring us to highly identify with our job responsibilities, never give up self-esteem and responsibility, consciously improve their professional abilities according to requirements of the job, consciously abandon to the bad habits that do not adapt to the job responsibilities. 学梅老师。Okay, let's talk about the negative list of working routine problems. So first off, what is work routine? Refers to the attitude and behavior of safety practitioners in the safety production operation, especially the psychological identification and external reaction of various behavioral norms in the limitation and guidance of safety production operation. First, there is the everyday style, which includes things like moral integrity, violation of social ethics, professional ethics, and breach of trust. For example, falsely reporting and concealing security information, incident investigation, refusing to cooperation or conceal the truth, and practicing fraud. There are also many people working together to find mistakes of others, do not remind, do not stop, and do not correct, to take advantage of their positions, seek personal gains, do illegal things, will be suspended or attend style training, or be held accountable according to the red line standards of district service. 学梅老师。Let's talk about the work process style as knowing, guilty, aware of the relevant rules and regulations and standard procedures, but in the process of implementation, subjectively and intentionally do not implement or artificially violate certain rules, regulations, and standard procedures. For example, the driver of the vehicle drank alcohol 12 hours before work without the job qualification training. The job qualification training is not qualified or not qualified, and the behavior of taking the job. Unauthorized inspection of working procedures and standards, such as the supervision of the loading and unloading without checking the installation list and the actual goods, violating operational regulations, failing to correct after being criticized, and repeating mistakes. Such behavior will be punishable by suspension, style training, or accountability according to the company's red line standards. 薛梅老师。Okay, let's see. They knowingly guilty, aware of the relevant rules, regulations, and standard procedures, but in process of implementation, subjectively and intentionally do not implement or artificially violate to certain rules, regulations, and standard procedures. For example, arriving late and leaving early, withdrawing in advance during the operation, leaving the production unattended, or perfunctory floating on the surface, such as practical investigation without the in-depth and education and training, and do not implement supervision plan for no reason, failing to report to the immediate superior on safety management and performance of duties, knowing that there are greater security risks in safety operations. They do not organize to take preventive measures and force risks operations, do not listen to the reasonable opinions of employees acting arbitrarily. The above behavior will be punished by suspension or attending style training, or by accountability according to the red line standards of the Ministry of Land Service. 薛明老师。Okay, let's see the new work safety law will come to effect on September 1 of 2021. There are seven rules. There are major person in charge of the production and the business operation, entitled 7 duties. The first is the establish and implement of unit safety production responsibility system, strengthening the construction of safety production standardization, and to organize the formulation and implementation of the safety production rules and regulations and operating procedures of the unit, to make and implement this unit of production safety education and training programs. And then is to ensure the effective implementation of safety production input of the unit. The fifth is the organization to establish and implement the hidden perils in safety risk grading control and governance double prevention mechanism, urgent and inspect the work safety in production of this unit, timely establish the production safety accidents. The sixth, the organize the formulation and implementation of the unit's emergency rescue plan for production safety accident. The seventh is the timely and truthfully report any production safety accident. 薛明老师。And well, let's see the safety production management institution and the management of production safety. The first is the organize to or participate in the formulation of this unit of safety production, safe protection and regulations, operating rules, and should any production safety accident emergency rescue pre-plan. The second is the organization or participate in the unit of production safety, education and training, truthfully record to the production safety education and training. The third is the organization in hazard identification and assessment, supervise the implementation of the unit safety management measure for major hazards. The fourth is the organize or participate in a unit emergency rescue drill. The fifth, check the safety production status of this unit in a timely manner the production safety accidents, but forward suggestion for the improvement of safety production management. The sixth is to prevent and correct illegal command force the adventure homework, violation of operating procedures. The seventh urged the implementation of safety improvement measures. 薛梅老师 Basic rights and obligation of practitioners and frontline employees. Basic rights of employees. You need to enjoy labor safety protection and prevent occupational hazards. And through labor contracts, work-related injury insurance, and the right to compensation, they have the right to know the risk factors, preventive the measures and emergency measures existing in their workplaces and jobs. They have the right to put forward suggestion to the work of production, safety of their own units, and criticize, report, and prosecute safety problems. The right to refuse illegal command and force the risky operations in the event of an emergency that directly endangers personal safety. The party shall have the right to stop operations to the evacuated workshop after taking possible emergency measures. And then is the basic obligation of practitioners. It shall strictly implement the safety responsibilities of post, strictly abide by the safety protection rules and regulation and operating procedures of the unit, and obey the safety management, wear and use labor protection equipment correctly, receive safety education and training, master the safety production knowledge required by their own work, and then improve the safety production skills, strengthen accident prevention and emergency response capacity. If hidden danger of accident or other unsafe factors is found, the party shall report it immediately. 薛梅老师 While the new work safety law is the focus of our recent work, and we have been studying how to implement the relevant regulations in depth, and which is the focus of our recent work. This is a liability regulation. So the supervision of enterprises and institutions by the Civil Aviation Regulatory Bureau is also carried out in accident with this law. 薛梅老师 Let's see the overall of civil aviation safety management, HNA safety management system, and safety policy, risk management and information reporting, safety assurance and safety promotion. Error is not an inevitable factor that leads to an accident. And accidents only penetrate all protective measures will need a systematic approach to the security management from the layer of firewall to cut off the accident factor. And SMS system characteristics. And first, SMS is a management mode, not previously management methods integrating. The SMS emphasizes organizational excellence, strengthen systematic corrective measures, and SMS seek traditional organization issues, system defects, looking for partners, processing partner SMS including a vast majority of activities. SMS and emphasizes the process of risk management. And by the way, SMS has and SMS is to continuously improvement and overall improvement, focusing the front end risk management. And for Hainan Airlines, we began SMS from 2005 to now. So you need to remember the change management, safety reviewing, training, and education, secure communication and exchange. 薛梅老师 Safety commitment. The first, adhere to the leadership of the Communist Party of China in production safety. Second, the safety is the lifeline of the company. Third, to achieve to the highest level of safety performance to the safety performance. And fourth, safety first is the first concept of the company operation. The fifth, the chairman is the first head of the unit of safety protection. And second is about the safety policy. People oriented adhere to the safety development, adhere to the work policy of safety first, prevention first, and comprehensive management, strengthen and implement the main responsibility and establish a mechanism of company responsibility, employee participation, government supervision and management, industry self-discipline, and social supervision. And then let's talk about the safety first. Production of the business activities must put safety first and not at the expense of human life and health in exchange for development of efficiency. Prevention first, the century of gravity of the safety and production work on prevention, strengthen the hidden governs illegal violation from the source control, prevent and reduce production safety accidents, comprehensive governance, the use of administrative, economic, and the rule of law, science, technology, and other means gave full play to the role of social aspects. The worker supervision by public opinion pays special attention to the safety in production work. 薛梅老师 based on the 4 responsibilities management system for civil aviation safety, the new joint liability system, according to the SMS system elements of the safety management manual, combined with the safety production law, the relevant regulations of the civil aviation administration, and other good practices of a company. The content that work from the safety work responsibilities corresponding to the 4 responsibilities of the employees at all levels are sorted out based on the terms and the contents of safety responsibility. The main risks of the posts are assessed from the aspects of compliance operation. Key processes and security risk prevention and the topics management activity plan for cadres and formulated based on the cadre system. The list of the post risk is clearly defined, and risk management is implemented according to the regional management focusing on safety results, safety processes, and safety problems and unsafe incidents.
at all levels, formulate a safety responsibility list, including management, and clarify leadership responsibilities, management responsibilities, post responsibilities, regulatory responsibilities, and join the several liability accountability rules. Party and the government with responsibility, a pair of responsibilities, grabs and pipe, negligence, liability industry must pipe security, business must be safe, pipe production and operation must be safe. 薛明老师 the overall purpose 薛明老师您先翻到开对 OK the overall purpose of the emergency plan is to be safe, continue to operate and return to normal operation as soon as possible. Emergency response procedures, information, bulletin carrier, inform the carrier to establish the crisis control center, to provide a regular report to stability report or action plan, appraisal and collection feedback, airport emergency services and the local government and army airport emergency variables and facilities to the airport to prepare relevant unit, inform airport related staff to conduct the preliminary overview of passengers, crew of victim, update report on a regular basis. The victims relatives update report on the regular basis. Medium, regular update notification. 下一页学妹姐。This PowerPoint it shows us the emergency architecture company contingency levels were divided into terminal site, headquarters to level emergency response organization. To take management belongs to the headquarters, level 1 of the 6 emergency response teams, and the family assistance team, and mainly responsible for the escort work of passengers and passengers' families. 好了，雪梅姐。Okay. Let's see the HNA Shared Safety Management System organizational frameworks. We have 4-level safety management structure under the management of the safety management community. Let's see SRB and the instruction institutionalized and the procedures at all levels. 薛梅老师，很快。And the safety management community, the safety management committee is the highest leading body of the company's safety management, and supervision is responsible for formulating a relevant policy of the company's operation, safety, and security. And safety community members is a director, chairman, and the board of the directors, and deputy directors of president and a chef, financial officer, and we have community, various molecular company, the first person in charge. Okay, 雪梅姐。While the safety management system document is the normative document for the company in implement safety management, and all units of all operating personnel must carry out and participate in the company's safety management work in strict accordance with the requirements and methods of the company's safety management documents. And then let's see, the safety management manual is the concrete embodiment of the company's safety management system methods according to the 9859R4. the safety supervision department will start the preparation of the manual in 2019 and complete the organization, promotion, and implementation in 2020. 2021, according to the Civil Aviation Administration of SMS system, audit management specification requirement continuously to revise and improve the manual. 学妹姐 let's see the risk. Let's see the risk. Is a combination of the possibility and consequences of the production safety accident, and R is equals to likelihood and severity. And the probability refers to the probability of accident or unsafe events. Severity refers to the severity of personal injury and economic loss that will be caused by an accident or unsafe event. Characteristics of risk. Objectivity, there is a danger will be accompanied by risk. There is no zero risk. Controllability can reduce the risk of loss from the two aspects of reducing the probability of the accident and the weakness, the consequences of the accidents. Acceptable, and a risk that has been reduced to an acceptable level by the company in accordance with the company's legal obligation and occupational health and safety policy. And the last one is acceptable risk is also relative to unacceptable risk. 雪梅姐，
以上是。
好的，好的，这也 OK。And danger is unavoidable, but the development of measures that can mitigate and prevent risk leading to the occurrence of normal events through the implementation of mitigation measures, reduce the severity of risk events to the frequent of risk events. And then the next PowerPoint, the risk source management process, risk source identification, risk assessment, risk mitigation, measure verification, risk reassessment of 5 levels of management. 好了，雪梅姐，下一页也说完了。Let's see the hazards and risks. It may cause or contribute to the status of the aircraft. And accident or silent items, classification of the first category that exist in the system. Unsafe events may be caused by accidental release energy for hazardous substances, and a serious consequence to the second category may lead to energy or dangerous substances, restriction or restrictions factors, damage or out of control. And common risk sensible methods include risk index method, risk pre-analysis methods, faulty hypothesis analysis method, fault hypothesis analysis, checklist analysis method, risk and research, fault type and impact analysis, fault and matrix. And we have 3 colors: red, yellow, and green. We see this 4. This table is the safety management manual about the severity of the risk and the probability of occurrence shown in color, and from frequent to to highly unlikely, form catastrophic to the negligible. Red and yellow and green is descending order. And then let's see the risk mitigation measures. The choice of level 1 is the measures civil engineering technical improvement measures. Security measures can eliminate or isolate risk is the preferred. And the secondary, let's see the software measures. Software measures, procedures, or process improvements. Security measures can neither eliminate nor isolate risks and are intended to increase risk awareness or alert personnel to relevant risk information through communication, safety types, warning, and etc. A third level, we call it personnel measure. Security measures can neither eliminate nor isolate the risk through strict operation of politics and optimize the resources, improve the process, carry out training and education to improve personnel coping ability, strengthen supervision and inspection to control risk or enhance the thickness and the intensity of the risk protection to mitigate risk. See, the safety information is the basis of risk management. Employees submit mandatory reports, voluntary reports, safety reports, and adult supervision investigation generated continuous improvement information. And external information, FOQA data, and all production and operation information of company, aircraft continuous airworthiness information, production and operation human resources information, and etc., which together constitute an information source of risk management. And then we can see the mandatory reporting. According to the severity of incident, the mandatory reporting events are divided into safety accident, civil crash signs, safety red line, serious safety errors, general safety errors, human causes of responsibility events, non-human general events. And according to the time limit of information submission, mandatory reporting information is divided into emergency and non-emergency information. Mandatory emergency reporting, it means events that meet the emergency sample in the airline stock incident sample and other events that have a serious impact on production safety. Mandatory reporting of non-emergency events that meet the sample aviation share events and QAR warning red events defined and monitored by the Civil Aviation Authority. The division two foreign foreign army could check the item need to refer to the mandatory report, non-emergency incident report. 好了，学妹姐。Form is the Hainan airline. This form is the Hainan airline holding incident sample version 2021. The ground service incident. It contains aircraft and vehicle equipment, collision and injuries, as well as failure to comply with the regulations of deciding of the icing, anti-icing, the live animal escape, and other incidents. The degree of emergency is urgent and non-urgent. I hope everyone can take a warning in the work, draw a lesson from one example. 好了，卷梅姐。First one is the actual loading does not conform to the manifest. The cargo carrier's loading doesn't conform to the manifest. resulting to the cater of the gravity of the aircraft exceeding to the limit envelope, or the actual weight of the aircraft exceeding to the limit of the aircraft's flight manual. And second, vehicles. Equipment bruise the aircraft in the flight operation stage. Aircraft and aircraft facilities, equipment, vehicles, personnel, or other ground obstacles bruise and cause the aircraft damage. And the direct economic loss of 10,000 yuan or more, but does not constitute science. According to the adversary notices, the event sample aircraft damage refers to the aircraft due to the manipulation or caused by the external factors and in need of repair, the repaired system, security flaws, or physical integrity. Example includes cracks, and in the process of loading and unloading cargo baggage, may bruise the aircraft in aircraft damage. The packing, the packaging of goods is insistent, causing pollution or damage to the cargo hold, resulting in damage to the aircraft, but does not constitute a symptom for illegal transport of dangerous goods in violation of the provisions of industry and the illegal reception and transportation of dangerous goods, and through the security check ready to load and load it or load it, affecting the safety of operation, and the failure to load and transport dangerous goods in accordance with regulations, resulting in damage, overflow, leakage, or failure to maintain complete packaging during the transport of dangerous goods. But vehicle hog, ground equipment vehicles not according to the program operation in the process of security operation safety effects on the aircraft, such as aircraft emergency brake, turn, avoid consequences. The ground service safety briefing and the principles. The parties or insider not notified by telephone within 10 minutes after the incident to the attendant of the department after receiving the report, and the duty officer of each department shall report to the duty officer of the safety supervision department and the shift director of AOC within 10 minutes. Attendant, the department telephone inform attendant security ministry of supervision to learn more about the event details, and within 2 hours after the incident, fill in the aviation stock safety abnormal incident report form and send it to the duty officer of the Department of the Work Supervision via email ajbzbzb@hnair.com. And then and then the ground service is not mandatory reporting emergencies reporting process and principle. In principle, by the parties or people after the first time in attending a department. In the latest report, this unit department attendant before departure time, next time, and to department of the attendant criminal information further to the understand and the details of verifying events. For the weather accident reason, in principle, the first time via telephone, email, or WeChat watch dog and submitted to the Ministry of Safety Department at the least not more than 1 hour after reception, within 12 hours after the incident. fill in the aviation stock safety abnormal incident report form and send it to the duty officer of the Department of Work Supervision via email ajbzb@hnair.com. And then we have a voluntary reporting information. It refers to any unsafe situation related to the safety and the process of the production operation in addition to the mandatory reporting information. The first, including but not limited to the following aspects. First, human unsafe behavior during the operation, a deviation from regulations, procedure, SOP by myself or other occurs, or there's a possible risk of such deviation. Second, unsafe state of object, external factors that may directly lead to the injury, such as equipment and facilities defects, unsafe condition in the working environment, and third, hidden risk in organization and management, defects in organization and management, defects in manual procedures, lack of training and education. The fourth, safety lessons, safety advice and experience sharing, safety warning, and etc. The last one is voluntary reporting to the logistics. As the general control unit of company level, voluntary report to the logistics report, and the ground service management development is responsible for identifying the voluntary report of logistics within the company, encouraging all employees to actively participate in a report, and timely reporting potential logistics safety information, such as logistics management defects and hidden dangers of equipment or facility in the production and the operation process. And then it's in order to encourage employees to express their concerns about the safety, collection and sort out all kinds of safety information in a timely manner, conduct proper analysis of reported security risk, and take the corresponding measures, and the departure activity implements, and the politics of the authority encouragement, reduction, confidentiality, and voluntarity of voluntary reports. Okay, and then voluntary reporting channels, online reporting, fill in the format and submit, mobile phone report, and WeChat QR code declaration, ground service initiative report, dedicated email address.
Okay, we have 3 points. The first of all is the system audit. It's the EIOSA internal audit statutory self-examination. And the second is a special audit. It's mainly based on the latest safety situation of civil aviation at home or aboard, and the relevant work requirements of the bureau and the group, and etc. Formulate relevant projects for targeted inspection of the operation core of each department, risks and killings, and the implement of the safety related work requirements, so as to control the risk of winds and the risk within the acceptable range. And by the way, the contents include but are not limited to the training and qualification of personnel in key positions of operation, and the maintenance of flight operation and control, aircraft maintenance, engineering management, cargo transport, including the dangerous goods transport, agreement, agent insurance, It includes impairment monitoring and emergency management, runway safety, flight control, collision or aircraft ground scratch prevention, or engine prevention. Our core risks such as air parking, air safety, cabin safety, fire safety, and so on. The last one is the daily monitoring. The inspection mainly focuses on the implementation of the work requirements of the bureau and superior supervision units, and the company's annual safety work plan, safety-related work instructions, and the key work process of the relevant business units. And the contents include, but are not limited to, the tarmac monitoring, holiday monitoring, pre-flight preparation monitoring, and pilot experience monitoring, route monitoring, crew and dispatch personnel, record monitoring, ground support capability monitoring, and the important documents buried and requirements communication and communication for the bureau and the company. Implementation, rectification of the non-conforming items found in the previous inspections, and safety requirements for incident investigation, control of safety risk management, and supervision of the implementation of the measures, and etc. and etc. 薛明老师。
Okay, and in this PowerPoint, we need to do the change management. It has a purpose that the department implement change management to identify the changes that may affect the level of relevant ground safety risks, and to identify and manage the safety risks that may arise from these changes. We have 7 triggers. The first one is including new technology or equipment. For example, if we need we change a new cart for the transportation, we need to pay more attention to the hazards. And the second is changes to the operating environment. And third is changes in key personnel. And then it's the significant changes in staffing levels, changes in safety, regulatory requirements. And then it's the major reorganization of the organization, or organizational expansion, or contractions. And the last one is before the implementation of new projects. The types of new projects include, but are not limited to, the new routes, new aircraft introduction, ETOPS, or new system design or development, investment in important system or equipment, and etc. Increase or decrease of products, surveys, such as cabin agent surveys, new job, or changed jobs. And also we need to pay more attention to the change management process. We have 4 steps. First one is identify changes, evaluate of the changes, implement changes, and then the change review. 薛明老师. We need to pay more attention to the scope of classification of training. And first, we have the training scope. HAINAN holding the security practitioners are divided into persons in charge of the civil aviation production and operation units, and safety production management personnel and other practitioners specifically defined as follows. So first, we have the head of the civil aviation production and operation unit, senior management, personnel of civil aviation production and operation unit, including party and government heads, responsible persons in charge of safety, style operation and training, quality, maintenance, and air traffic control, flight and security, finance, personnel, director, and chef engineers, and safety production management personnel, and full-time and part-time management personnel engage the safety management or performing safety management duties in civil aviation production and business units, including the person in charge of the staff of the safety department, the person in charge of the flight, cabin, aviation health, maintenance, operation control, air traffic control, and training, security, flight, ground service, and other production operation of the security departments, and the personnel related to safety work. Other employees of the company other than the person in charge of their airline shares and the safety production management. And then the training categories: basic safety training, business skills training, and daily safety education. The basic safety training is divided into initial training and retraining, including laws and regulations, safety rules and regulations of unit, safety duties and safety operation procedures, relevant safety knowledge and skills, and business skills training and quality management, statutory self-inspection, and supervision and audit, incident investigation, risk management, safety performance, safety information, flight quality monitoring and management, IOSA safety standard basis, and etc. And it's also include the daily safety education, safety rules and regulations, safety situations, safety notification, and the typical cases, and etc. For the half of the class, we focus on the 4 pillar and the 12 elements, including from the beginning of the mechanical era into the era of human factors, and then into the era of factors, and then into the system stage. And each stage is a more scientific and more advanced trend in development. It then discusses the basic definition of security. It's all about how the risks posed by activities directly related to the operation of the aircraft can be controlled. Flight safety, ground safety, and air traffic control safety are also discussed. In short, civil aviation safety is the is the deadline of our industry. At the same time, it also transition to the spirit of Baruch's speech on security, focus on some relevant core contents of the military to carry out the construction of the style of practitioners. That is the 3 respects. The government management department has a positive list and a negative list of style, and hopes that everyone can focus on understanding how to avoid touching these negative behaviors in the work process. At the same time, we also introduced the new production safety law, which is the liability law, and has some safety constraints for staff. We are part of the 7+7 implementation phase. All need to be mastered. It is proud that HNA has implemented the SMS reporting system since 2005. We also need to know the core of risk management within the 4 pillars. And the cornerstones of risks management is information reporting. And I hope you can, I hope you will comply with the mandatory reporting requirements. In short, important information should be reported to the department duty officer within 10 minutes. Resource reporting, we have encouraging and voluntary characteristics. For reporting multiple units with good quality, there will be bonus points for safety performance.
And okay, we have 3 core risks: illegal transport of dangerous goods in violation of civil aviation administration of dangerous goods transport rules, receiving and transporting dangerous goods, causing dangerous goods to be loaded on the aircraft in violations of regulations. The ground vehicle scratches with the aircraft violates of the operation regulations of the vehicle on the apron during operation and does not operate according to the operation rules, such as the docking aircraft is too close and the aircraft in the lane, speeding, and etc. The actual load does not conform to the manifest to storage personnel's calculations are wrong to the review is not in place. The loading personnel are loaded according to the manifest. The supervisory loading and unloading personnel are not in place, and the temporary adjustment of the load without the manifest amendment and other reasons lead to the actual load does not conform to the manifest, that is hidden load. We have the general red line include job qualification, breathalyzer tests, illegal or subjective unsafe behavior, and others. The most important one is the first line guarantee, include the passenger service, stowing, vehicle driving, and flight monitoring, and the terminal supervision. Let's see the second important part. It's the discharge, good aircraft boarding, high temperature control. For example, there's the illegal collection and transportation of dangerous goods by check-in personnel, departure control personnel, modify department data, put down the passenger's baggage arrow or fail to report loading, resulting in manifest data inconsistent with the actual and the check-in service staff failed to effectively deal with the error warning reported by the check-in system, or resulting in passengers' errors and omissions. The number of passengers on the flight is reduced, and the check-in service staff doesn't check on the plane, resulting in inconsistency between the manifest data and the extra data. And then storage. We have the stored personnel didn't check the confirm according to the procedure and directly uploading to the load data information, which had a security impact on the production guarantee, or the storage personnel man-made reasons caused by the manifest and the actual loading doesn't match vehicle docking or serving from the aircraft without command. And we have vehicle driving, flight monitoring, for example, fail to stop or report safety violations discovered during flight monitoring. Replacement of aircraft, site monitoring is not in place, information transmission is not in place, and situation supervision. No regulatory procedures and empirical or not implemented in accordance with safety regulatory procedures. The first is the facility equipment scratches with aircraft safety tips. First is check before operation to ensure that goods assembly specification and the vehicle performance are intact before loading and unloading on the apron. For example, the winter and spring snow and ice, frost and fog, northern wind, and other bad weather, poor visibility. Vehicles are prone to scratch when they are evacuated. The driver should check the vehicle condition before drive to ensure that the vehicle does not carry hidden dangers. The second is comply with the regulation and operate according to regulations. Implement of the requirements for the safety operation of ground vehicle approaching the aircraft and precautions for operation of corridor bridges, strictly carry out an effective verification of baggage and cargo sorting. Third is failure stop immediately to maintenance. In the process of connecting vehicle to the air in winter and the spring, pay attention to the surrounding environment while operating according to the standards. And then pay attention to the quality of training, both theory and practical operation. Improve the training system for drivers and apron supervision, loading and unloading personnel. Stressing the manuals and practical training tutorials. Cannot rely on experience to teach. Keep all kinds of training records and letters completely. Ensure that training files are complete and eliminate the unqualified work. And last is the familiarize yourself with emergency procedures and use the emergency brake button. In case of emergency, the driver of the motor vehicle should press the emergency brake button according to the emergency handling procedure. Reduce unnecessary operating procedures and ensure the safety of operation and avoid scratches between vehicles and aircraft as the primary purpose. 谢谢梅老师。
The looting inconsistent with the manifest on May 20 during the passage of the Guangzhou flight, and due to the negligence of the airport supervision and handling personnel to look at the cargo hold information after the unloading list. 730 kilogram of cargo was not unloaded, resulting in the actual loading of the flight consistent with the manifest, which constitutes a general error incident. And then comes to the actual load doesn't conform to the manifest summary of the main problems. After the statistics and analysis of the actual non-conformity between loading and manifest, the main problems are as follows. The first is the loading and unloading review procedure were not implemented in strict accordance with the loading and unloading order. And then the next issues is the operation process of key links such as apron loading and unloading supervision, and the sorting is not perfect. The shift security system is not perfect. And the next issues is that traffic changes, abnormal flights handling information fault, monitoring and handling is not in place. The last issue is poor sense of work. The poor sense of work, discipline, and the responsibilities. And the last one, the last one is in the actual loading doesn't match manifest risk warning. The first one is pay attention to the protection links of abnormal flights. For abnormal flights, attention should be paid to key safety links such as baggage transportation, and special attention should be paid to timely verification and correction of baggage loading and manifest data for long delays, so as to avoid abnormal events such as hidden baggage. Strictly implement an operation procedure of the loading is the second. The baggage loading supervisor should take the initiative and accurately obtain the baggage loading instructions from the storage unit and pass the instructions to the baggage loading personnel timely and accurately. The baggage monitoring personnel must carry out on-site monitoring of the baggage loading machine of the flight, and the baggage review procedure must be carried out after the loading and unloading personnel know the installation information. They should carefully check the flight number, aircraft number, installation spaces, and other information on the installation list. After confirming that it is correct, both handling team leaders shall carefully check whether the loading list is consistent with the actual loading situation. After confirming this consistency and the cargo hold door can be closed. And four issues, four risks is that effective performance and supervision responsibilities of external suppliers. Frontline support personnel should pay attention to all links involved in flight ground services, especially for the quality of work of suppliers, should be in accordance with requirements of company. The monitoring responsibilities in place timely find the supplier's problems and correct. Each passenger can only bring 2 power banks. This is our regulation, and within 160 watts, more than 160 watts, it's not allowed to bring on the plane. If it is the charging bank or the power bank cannot be determined on the body and cannot be carried on board as well. And then is the dangerous goods delivery of power bank. The quality and energy limits with spare lithium battery requirements. The rated energy value cannot be calculated through the information displayed on the charging bank shall not be carried on the machine. And when person exit to the baggage, be sure to remind passengers to properly dispose of the charging bank in the baggage check-in counter, security check gate, and the boarding gate. Power bank has spare lithium battery. It can only be carried with you, not checked in. Alcohol beverages shall not be carried on board, and the following permission shall be met when checked in. First is the concentration by volume by percentage of 24% or less without the restriction. If the volume concentration is greater than 24%, it belongs to the dangerous goods by air. And alcohol beverages with an alcohol content of 24 to 70%. If each inner package is less than or equal to 5 liters, it can be checked as checked baggage. If the alcohol concentration is greater than 70%, it is prohibited to collect and transport. And if the each linear package is greater than 5 liter, it must be transported as goods. Hazardous goods to collect and ship and dry ice. So first of all, we need to consignment portable can be dried ice is used only as the refrigerant for freshening and perishable items. The total net weight of dry ice carried by each person shall not exceed 2.5 kilogram, and with the operator's permission. And last is the packing box is not allowed to be closed and should be able to meet the release of sublimed gas. The China government, the Civil Administration of China doesn't allow lighters and matches on the plane. So agents abroad on the ground service have to be a good job for prompting.
That's it. Well, we have discussed the job duty 6 to team. The first one is safety education to the team. The relevant documents, safety warning, pen cases, safety requirements, and tips issued by civil aviation and the company shall be publicized and carried out within the team. And the learning effect shall be verified by the document monthly business assembly system for aviation stock ground service personnel. The second is execute the manual to the team, take carrying forward the manual culture, establishing the manual awareness and complying with the manual norms as an important content of the team construction and the members of the team and a group form. Mutual supervision and reminder of the deviation of the manual implementation and truly operate according to the manual and ran according to the manual. And third, risk prevention and control to the team. The team actively participates in the safety risk management, reports the safety risks in the operation process, actively evaluates the safety risk sources and safety risk points, finds the weak links in the safety operation, and develops targeted preventive measures. The fourth, the skill training to the team. Take the team as a platform to improve their professional skills and cultivate the spirit of the craftsman through the forms of the transmission, help and build the skill competition. A good atmosphere of comparing, learning, catching up, helping the surpassing is formed within the team, and the craftsman style of excellence and pursuit of the perfection is cultivated. The last one is the style building to the team. Actively carry out style education in the safety team and open up to the last kilometer of style construction. And the last one is the sixth is the managing cadres to the team. Manage cadres actively carry out the next line work and go deep into the front line to find security risks. 雪梅姐 Okay. Let's see the job qualification requirements. According to the article of 54 of the rules for the domestic transport of passengers and baggage by civil air of China, and service personnel through the corresponding training obtain the post-qualification certificate. Persons who have not obtained the qualification certificate shall not engage in air transport services. Company requirements, training for new ground service employees to fully understand the company's organizational structure and the company's safety service concept, to understand the essence of the Chinese traditional culture, to master the basic knowledge of civil aviation transportation, to be familiar with the HAINAN operation management system, quality standards and rules and regulations, and master various professional basic knowledge. Those who have not gone through the initial qualification training or fail to pass the training shall not be engaged in relevant posts. Airport controlled area qualification requirements, air transport enterprises and other units running guarantee shall be at least a year to its employees working in the airport controlled area on the complex training, and the examination after training time is not less than 24 hours. The training contents can can ensure that employee have the necessary knowledge of airport operation, familiar with the rules and regulations related to the airport operation safety and operation procedures, and master the operational skills of the position. First, let's see. Okay, 直击. First, let's see the security requirements for check-in posts or check-in point. Summarize the key points of the safety work is each position in combination with the ground operation manual of aviation shares. We call it the GOM manual, and including but not limited to the following contents. Please follow the manual for details. The second is boarding pass check-in. Check whether the name and ID number in the ticket and the departure system are consistent with their valid ID. If they are consistent, the boarding process can be handled. Then the seating arrangement comply with safety operation regulations and the aircraft load balance requirements. Exit seats must be issued in accordance with the corresponding requirements in the manual. Baggage check when collecting and transporting baggage, asking whether there are lithium batteries, charging banks, lighters, and other prohibited items. Passengers will prevent hazardous luggage as implied. Prohibited from the embargo of the dangerous goods in passenger baggage or carry aircraft. All checked baggage must be weighed, not estimated, and the baggage weight must be correctly entered into the departure system to ensure the accuracy of the stow balance. That the addition or removal of passenger baggage must be notified to the stowage unit. Transport of human organs. Formulate air transport procedure for human organ donation. Clarify the operation process of the human organ donation, transport in a application, reservation, check-in, boarding, cabin service, and disembarkation, and other links, as well as the countermeasures under special circumstances. Personnel training shall be carried out. And then let's see the boarding security requirements for boarding points, boarding positions. Check-in service. Check-in service for all kinds of passengers boarding to plan boarding service. Personnel responsible for the passengers boarding pass inspection. Check the flight number and the date on the boarding pass. Destination and the flight is in line with the swept through code equipment inspection. Passengers boarding document. Check whether the passenger boarding system and the security crew reduction. Notify the loading and unloading unit. Reducing passenger baggage. Ensure timely passenger doors closed. Boarding control personnel should conduct inspection of excess baggage before boarding. Carry out the card control of excess baggage and do a good job of explaining passenger policies when checking baggage for passengers or checking baggage from the cabin car control. The boarding service staff shall carefully check the flight number and the destination information listed on the passenger's boarding pass to confirm that the flight of the passenger is consistent, and check the passenger to the correct destination station. And then boarding order and check of passenger numbers. Boarding service personnel pay attention to the maintain order and strictly control the passenger lift the car number. After boarding the plane, passengers boarding service personnel to check the number of boarding the plane. After the check door closed, then can leave. And then we see the transit special passenger service security requirements. It's about the special passenger services. special passenger services. The first is the carrier shall not refuse carriage of a disabled person who is eligible to travel on the basis that his or her disability causes his or her appearance or involuntary behavior to cause offense, annoyance or inconvenience to the crew or other passengers. Proficiency to order to ensure the knowledge updating and staff service. The carrier should repeat training for at least within 33 months. First of all, let's see the line lookup and about the luggage storage. Unclaimed baggage and other abnormal transport baggage should be immediately returned to the baggage warehouse when found and properly safeguarded. Unclaimed baggage must be checked by X-ray machine before transportation or storage, and corresponding records should be made in the baggage list at the time of transportation, and then relevant monitoring measures shall be taken in the storage area of unclaimed baggage to prevent irrelevant, and then personnel from approaching until the baggage is removed, claimed, or processed. Security checks shall be carried out on misshaped baggage and unclaimed baggage arriving on the international flights before they are stored and installed. During the period of luggage storage, it is not allowed to open the baggage without permission. If the contents of the baggage needs to be opened or verification due to security reasons, the permission of the leader of the baggage inquiry department should be obtained. 3 people shall be present and make records to unpacking. And then about the vehicle service. Follow the standard of SOP of all types of vehicle in the GOM manual to prevent collision and collision with aircraft. Vehicle and equipment shall maintain to sufficient safe distance from aircraft, and also the reversing of vehicle outside the apron, driving the route, and fix the stopping point should be directed by someone, and the command signal and the intention shall be clear to ensure safety. And then let's see the job safety requirement for baggage sorting position. The baggage sorting post work safety requirements. When sorting baggage must arrive at the station, carefully check what flight number tier of small mark affixed to the destination, the flight number of stickers, and for using baggage scanning system and equipment units, and luggage packing to the boarding box marked with the corresponding identification. If the number of sorted items doesn't match the number reported at the check-in, it must be found immediately according to the flight number and destination station identification. Article finds the flight number is not clear. Sorting baggage, lost baggage. It is possible to determine the destination, such as is not to allow the car, must immediately notify contact passengers checking in the department. Supervision of the loading and unloading work safety requirements. Supervision of loading unloading work needed according to the installed instructions, and discharge the machine loading and unloading process in the special case of temporary adjustment. Schedule and loading unit shall immediately report, and according to the loading instruction, to carry out the subsequent security work. And then about the supervision of loading, unloading part should be confirmed that the actual loading space station flight cargo tanks timely will stand off any cargo. A mail baggage loading storage position report, such as a flight cargo mail, and the line number and the VATA is not in conformity with the unloading machine single. Display information shall be timely to striping and checking. The last is the goods after the discharging machine before the implementation of the installed assignment. Supervision of loading, unloading member shall monitor loading and unloading of part stripping inspection on computer in case of leakage, wrong discharge. 学梅姐。Okay, the last part is about the apron personal operation management. There are 4 points. The first one is training. Training is should be accepted airport operation safety knowledge. And then comes to the dress code. Clothing with reflective locks should be worn as required. And then comes to the foreign object management and prevention of runway incursion by vehicles and personnel. All ramps operators shall be received FOD management and runway incursion prevention training. The last one is the requirements for vehicle operation, including but not limited to the vehicle and the equipment shall maintain a sufficient safe distance from the aircraft. And last but not the least, our teacher hope you after you get the qualification, our teacher hope you never to touch the red line of your work of the requirement. And later we'll have an examination. If you finish get a better course, and then you can get a qualification later. Let's call it for a day. Thank you.